Welcome back to another episode of We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me over there is Moonpier.
Hello.
We're here on our first week in space, talking about Prey Mooncrash. Still one of the best reveals in the vanilla Prey game, where you wake up and you're in your whatever, and like that first time you go into the lobby and you're like, oh, I'm in space. Oh man, this is cool.
Yeah, you get the glass dome view kind of thing. That's really cool.
Man, Prey is good. But we're not here to talk about vanilla Prey.
Nope.
My favorite flavor. We're here to talk about the the alternate flavor, the secret menu, which is Prey Mooncrash.
Yes.
Where Arcane took Prey and sort of stripped it down to the essentials and then made it into a roguelike.
Yep.
As we said last week, at the end of last week's episode, Moon and I have both played this before. I think we left a trail of flames behind us racing to our consoles to download it when it was announced.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a shorter couple of episodes because we've already played this. We're going to revisit it. How do you feel about your visit back to the simulation?
Well, let's start with I totally forgot how to play Prey, and I totally forgot how to play Mooncrash.
Yep, ditto.
So I ended up having like 3 really quick wipes, where I jumped in, I played a little bit, and I was like, wait, why am I struggling so much?
Right.
This is Prey.
Oh my god, phantoms.
Yeah. Then I got back to the grip of it. I got back into it a little bit, and I just ended up doing a full reset because I was in the middle of a playthrough. I am going to use this time, we discussed it previously last week, I think, off air. I'm going to use this time to try and get my full clear on Prey Mooncrash, get the rest of the sweet Chivos.
Right, the 5-person The Run, as it is?
Yes, along with giving everybody full upgrades in neuromods.
Oh boy, yeah.
Getting three hits at once with the stupid plasma projectile thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I actually managed to get that once.
I'm so annoyed because I still haven't got it no matter how much I try.
Yeah.
And I think the final one... I think I've got 4 achievements left. I did get the final story achievement, which I'll actually go through in a second. But yeah, I just ended up doing a reset and starting it again.
Yeah.
And I have unlocked all the characters, so when you start, you have to do certain things to unlock the different characters so you can play with them.
And thankfully, the game is really clear about complete this objective, you get this person, do this, get that.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you have a preferred order for people? Because I do, and I'm curious if you do, because basically when you die as one character, you start this exact same simulation as the second character, and so on and so forth, until you reset it and everything gets reset.
Which is one of my favorite things about Mooncrash, is that you have a run, but the run never ends until you say either all 5 people escape, or you hit the triangle or Y button to sort of reset the simulation. I really like that, because we haven't really seen that in the games we've played so far. It's mostly been one run, one life. Maybe you carry stuff over like Sunless Sea, but it's not like your son picks up your submarine and just kind of keeps on going.
Yeah, exactly.
God, my preferred order. I think I always usually like starting with Riley, but I don't remember why. I think it's because you get the psychoscope right off the bat without having to purchase it.
I mean, that's not bad. My preferred start is the
security guy,
the custodian, the lady who repairs stuff.
Right.
Because my tendency for playthroughs for this is choose her, go through, clear out every single area, and repair every single broken door that you can find.
Ah, right.
Then I go to the spy lady, because she's got the hacking skills, and then go through every single area and hack every single door that you can.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And then by doing so, because the repair lady, she's got a full inventory space. She doesn't have any limitations on her inventory. It's a full
Right.
space, which lets you grab literally everything you possibly can, recycle every single bit of that MacGuffin-ness, and turn them into neuromods, and also turn them into the time delay thing, which reduces
Right.
your corruption.
Right.
So I can do a full run through. I actually just did this today. I did a full run through with her, cleaned out every single area, kept my corruption at level 1 by consistently having those time delay things on me. And then I started a second playthrough with the spy lady, went through and hacked some stuff with her, got her story mode completed, which I'd never done before, and then went through as the volunteer, shall we say.
The guy in the first slot? Yeah.
And did his story thing. Now, this is why I asked, is because when you do his story mission, it immediately bumps the corruption to level 4.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
I don't think I knew that. So he's probably the best one to save for last, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'd completed his story, but now that his story is completed, I won't have those notifications anymore. So he, hopefully, if I choose him next run, he won't do the same thing and immediately bump it to level 4,
Right.
because it happens specifically in a cutscene in part of his story. So I'm curious as to, now I'm literally there. I can do the run,
Right.
but we all know what happens when you do that, and I don't want to do that until...
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know or hasn't played Prey Mooncrash, probably one of the biggest negatives for people like Moon and I is that when you do the run and all 5 people escape in one run, you get locked out of your save because, story reasons, you complete the simulation.
Yep.
Which I like that they have a story element to it, and there's this longer storyline going on. But I still don't like that you get locked out of your save, and you have to restart the Mooncrash all the way over again to continue playing.
Yep, which is not so great.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's a little odd for a roguelike. I feel like that's the balance you have to do. Is, do you want to tell a full cohesive story that you want someone to see the beginning, middle, and end of, or do you want them to kind of play this thing forever with no consequence?
Yeah, and they could have done it. Just do what most open world games do, and have you start right before the final cutscene. Hit this button for the final cutscene. Hit this button to go back into the simulation.
Yeah, or like you can never really complete the run. Like every time you do, they're like, great, here's a little bit more money. You'll be able to see your family soon. And it's like, oh, I'm never leaving this place. Okay. Maybe that's a little too depressing even for Prey.
I don't know, dude. Prey's kind of dark, no pun intended.
I really like a lot about Mooncrash. I feel like you and I never really finished it because I think we got sort of burnt out on it, and it probably didn't live up to our expectations. They were personally, they were probably a little too high, where it's like, Prey, Game of the Year 2017, whenever it came out. Plus a roguelike. There's nothing else that's more made for me. And it's not really that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's a solid baseline for it, but it's not Prey. That's the biggest thing you could say about it, is it's not the actual base game.
And it's not
my save file right now, by the way, 31 hours in Mooncrash.
Wow. And it's not really the most deep roguelike either.
No,
because I feel like some of the game gets so much harder and meaner the more successful you are on a save file. And I don't think that's terrible, because we like The Binding of Isaac. But I think it gets a little too mean when the corruption accelerates faster and faster.
Yeah, and then you end up with like, phantoms level 5, and you're just like, okay,
Right.
sure, you can kill me in 3 shots.
Yeah.
Fine.
And I mean, that is a little bit offset by. I do like Mooncrash, how you can buy stuff for your loadout in your inventory before you go into a run, or when you pick a character going into a run. I do like that because that'll mitigate some of that stuff where it's like, okay, I'm coming in with a shotgun and a stun thing and the Q beam, and like I'm gonna be ready for stuff. But like you said, once you pick up the fabrication plan for the time loop delay, like that's really the one you want the most of. Where it's like, all right, 10 of you, you're coming in with me, and I'm going to carry the spare ones from person to person. I don't. I still am torn about Prey Mooncrash. I think is the long and short of it.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing for me now is I'm literally in full-on achievement hunter mode, where I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so I just finished the Custodian Lady's story, which I do love the fact that by the time you hit each individual person to the point where they are recognized as Typhon, they all have a way to get through those obstacles. Like, she has the electrostatic burst, which if you use it on turrets or if you use it on those gates, it brings them down so you can go through. The weird volunteer guy has the burrow ability, which is one of the best abilities.
And you always have EMP grenades for those gates too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everyone has a way around. Yes, the disruptor pistol does the same thing.
Yeah.
But right now I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do like maybe 3 or 4 runs through the whole thing as the Custodian Lady, and just fabricate the poop out of some neuromods. Because I took her from like half full to fully done in her run, and still had 10 neuromods to spare, and kept the corruption at level 1.
Wow.
So I'm thinking maybe use her to push her a little bit, go through the whole thing, get as many neuromods as I can, let the corruption slip to level 2, then go through and kill everything that's just respawned, get her, I'm in full on planning for how can I maximize the neuromods.
Scoop up all the Typhon pieces.
Yeah, because the volunteer is the one I have the least done for. I've already fully neuromodded the security guy. Now I've got her fully done. The spy lady, I think I've got 2 or 3 to do, and then the Ms. Yu, I have like 2 or 3 more things to do as well. So
wow, really close.
Just that stupid volunteer and his bajillions. His cycle is 300, by the way.
It's huge. It's so big.
Yeah.
But he's made out of paper mache, so.
Well, yeah, his health is like 50. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's real bad. So yeah, I think wrapping up our first week, Prey Mooncrash is still good, but I have a lot of conflicting thoughts about it.
Yes.
Yeah. But we'll be back next week for one more week of Prey Mooncrash, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.